Okay, y'all, this is Dr. Hood. We back with another exclusive DRH19D. This one right here, very important. Sex, Money, and Murder gang busted. I don't know, they probably been getting busted a lot. I heard of this gang before. They out of Florida. This video is to raise the awareness about all cliques, all small gangs, all, everything. This is the type of stuff that they're going to try to do. They're going to try trump you up, RICO charges, racketeering, all of this stuff. They're going to try to get you guys life. I'm just doing this, Dr. Hood, to save my people, my people from the hood. I root for you guys first. The reason why they call it Dr. Hood and, all of this shit, I root for you motherfuckers first. Because you guys come from the same toxic fucking environment that I come from. Shootings, killings, drugs, money, pimping, hoes, everything. You guys come from the same community that I, Dr. Hood, come from directly, okay? Prison, all of that. We did it all, okay? So let's get into this. This is some scary shit right here. Just the type of verbiage that they use. They're trying to lock these guys up. They're looking for more assailants. This shit is going down. This is Sex, Money, Murder. I know how these gangs start. They start off really fun, really exciting. You pack out a couple dudes, you shoot a couple dudes. The women, it's unlimited sex, unlimited drugs, money. I get it. It's very enticing. For young people, it's hard for them to stay out of this type of shit. But I want one young person, I want you guys to share it with one young person. They can see this damn video, because a lot of these dudes on this paper, they never probably saw a briefing of this magnitude showing this much shit, okay? So this is Dr. Hood. We back with another exclusive. Go ahead and hit that bell for notifications. We're going to be getting these videos down, and let's get it, man. Oh yeah, appreciate Beats by the Bird for the beats. You guys hit me up if you guys want some beats. Let's go.
Hello everyone, thank you for being with us today. Before we start our press conference, let me introduce to you some of our dignitaries that have agreed to be with us and to speak. First and foremost.
Okay. You're talking about dignitaries, people that have been helping out with the case, investigation, setting all this up. You guys need to figure this out. This is a scary situation.
Our attorney, Ashley Moody, for the state of Florida. Simply the very best. Her goal is, when she wakes up every day, to make sure this is the safest place to live in the entire United States, and she does that. And to cooperate, because she believes, and you'll hear her say this, like I do, that nothing's more important than your safety and security. If you're not safe and you don't feel safe, you don't flourish, you don't thrive.
I could dig that.
And then we have today our Department of Corrections Secretary, Ricky Dixon. He's going to speak second.
We don't feel safe. You don't thrive, you don't flourish. I'm not trying to push the goalpost. There's a time, we don't feel safe around our own law enforcement. Let's get to the root of it. Sometimes you gotta, that's what I'm here to react, because I'm not going by everything these motherfuckers say. Okay? I don't. But if there's something wrong said, or something that us as black people or community, gang culture, you guys need to tighten it up. Okay? And I'm one of the guys that I'll say gang culture has gotten out of control, and it needs to be stopped. Let's be real. There's no hood that a motherfucker love that much that you're willing to just lay down your whole life, your kid's life, everything, doing 30 years. They giving out 30 pieces like it's nothing. Okay? They giving out 30 pieces like 5 years and shit. Okay? So there ain't no gang good enough for me to lose my whole fucking life and my whole everything over. I'm an older man now. A lot of these guys are in their teens. A lot of these guys are in their 20s. I think there was a couple dudes about 30-ish, and that's still kind of young. Well, not the 30-ish, but the 20, anything in the 20s is still kind of young. That testosterone be high. You still got a lot to fucking prove, okay? But you need to be mindful they are investigating you. They are looking at you. They are looking at your friends, people you hang with, girls you sleep with, people, family. They're looking at everybody, okay?
Second, Ricky Dixon is a dear friend of mine. His dad was a warden. He started at an entry-level position and is now the Secretary of Corrections for the entire state. He is a professional in the greatest sense of the word, and we are fortunate that the governor appointed him as our Secretary over Corrections. I can't say enough about Brian Haas. He's going to speak third. Brian is our state attorney, and Brian is our teammate. He is the one that prosecutes all of our cases locally. He is the one that works side by side with me, and
he's the one that's going to get that paperwork from all the investigators and officers and everything, and all of the evidence and everything, and he's going to type up the probable cause that's going to get you indicted. It's going to get you arraigned, get you indicted. It's going to get the ball rolling. Whatever agencies that need to come capture you, you know, that's his job. He's going to get all that paperwork and everything right to where the charges line up with the law, and, you know, they're going to try to convict you. They're going to get a strong conviction, or at least try to.
Our chiefs that are here today to make sure that the people of Polk County are safe, and they are. Our crime's at a 50-year low. You're going to hear us speak of some horrible things by some horrible people, but that doesn't represent the safety and security of the county as a whole or the different cities, but it shows our energy to make sure everyone is safe, and we're not going to allow these horrible people to hurt other people in their gangs in the community. The next speaker is Mark Britton with Florida Department of Law Enforcement. He's a special agent in charge for this area. Mark is a good friend of mine and is a... If it weren't for the Attorney General, if it weren't...
There's a lot of names they scrolling by, you know, a lot of shit, and everybody think all this shit is cute, and gang, you know, all this fucking dumbass shit. Let's just be fucking real. All of this stupid ass shit that everybody's fucking doing, and now it's kids involved, motherfuckers is sad, and, you know, everybody want to put money on your bail and all that. A lot of these dudes, it's sad, a lot of these dudes is gonna go away for a long fucking time. A long time.
For FDLE and our police chiefs, we could not have successfully done this investigation. It just couldn't have happened. Normally when you hear me talk about gangs and gang activity, we never mention the name of the gang. And the reason for that is we don't want to market for them. But Sex Money Murder, which is a subset of the United Blood Nation gang, is so violent. They're so ruthless. They're so dangerous. We need to bring to the community's attention what they are doing. Now, they're focusing on those who sell drugs, trap houses. They're focusing on other gangbangers. They're focusing on other criminal elements. But let me explain something to you. You're going to see today a group of people, young people, some of them in their teen years, some of them in their 20s, but all young people.
Yeah, man. And it's sad. You get all these young guys together, and they get all, and they don't even know that this is happening. Okay? A part of stopping crime, you know, maybe if they had things that talk about this type of stuff so that these kids will know what they're getting into. See, a lot of these guys, when they get into the streets and they get into this street life, they don't even imagine that things behind the scenes are happening on this magnitude. Okay? And not everybody, but there'll be a lot of dudes that will be very leery and very they'll watch who they hang around if they knew that this type of stuff was gonna come up. But of course, they want to catch you. Okay? They want to catch you. It's not that, that they want to, in my opinion, okay? I don't think they want to help you. Because if they want to help you, they'll be in the community doing things that will keep kids and youth away from this type of stuff, not putting them in environments to where they have to strap up and do all the selling drugs and all of this. Okay? And let's be real, houses are expensive, everything. Like a lot of these people, they're looking at their life and they're like, how the fuck am I gonna afford to get a house? 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, 200,000, okay? 150,000, whatever the house is, whatever it is that I need, enough money that I need, so I feel like I don't have to go out here and rob motherfuckers, okay? And they don't get that same opportunity. And these dudes, they sit up here, and I look at this dude's face. No, nothing against this. I seen this guy, he probably does his job, probably a good officer, not racist, whatever. But at the end of the day, they trying to catch motherfuckers. It's just like the bait car. They put the fucking bait car in the hood, and then, they get in a fucking fucked up neighborhood, and they think nobody's gonna fuck with it. And once a kid get behind the wheel, they want to pull up and, instead of setting up a goddamn tutoring booth where kids can come off the streets, hop in the booth, and get tutored. Instead, they want to sit a fucking bait car. So it's a bigger fucking issue. And it's our fucking problem. Okay? So it's nobody else's problem but ours.
And it's never all right to rob, shoot, kill other young folks. Sex, money, murder prides themselves in creating fear in the gang communities and in the drug communities. Pistol Pete, who started this gang in the 90s, is currently serving a life sentence in prison. But here's what he said. And I think the gang name of Sex, Money, Murder says it all.
Right, it says it all. It says it all. Okay. It says it all. And you can hear some of the stuff that they try to do. So all you guys' name, your name is Pistol, and your name is Shotgun, and your name is Murder, and they use all of that shit against you in the court of law. They're using all that against you. That's your name. You must be the murder motherfuckers. And a lot of this situation, a lot of these dudes that are getting locked up, you're getting locked up because you were talking to individuals and being around the shit and knowing about the shit. And you probably didn't even bust a grape. But your ass is going to jail now. Your ass is getting your house raided. You're affiliated with gang activity just because you're around these guys. And these are probably the guys that they put all y'all in the same neighborhood so that you guys all went to the same school. So of course you guys are all going to be affiliated with each other. They're talking, oh, your affiliation, you're affiliated, guilty by association. All my fucking associates are these people. Okay? I look at my first grade picture, second grade picture, third grade picture. Picture day, back in the day. And I look at everybody in there, and it is, a bunch of dead people, mob bosses, very little successful people that I went to grade school with. Yeah, it might be a motherfucker doing this thing, and that's great. But it ain't no big old success stories coming out of there when we got dozens of sad stories. A girl getting killed by her baby's dad in a house, choked out. Those are the people that I went to elementary school with. So when they say you're guilty by association, these are the fucking people that you constructed these neighborhoods and put these people around me. Okay?
He says we get sex because we get money. We murder anyone who F's with our money. And they're not just saying that, they're killing people. There's home invasion robberies of our drug dealers, drive-by shootings in neighborhoods, and murder. So you might ask, well, how violent are they, Grady?
Okay, so I'm not condoning no violence. And I'm all about getting these clips. You guys need to stop it. Stop it. All this gang shit and everything that everybody's talking about. And I'm not saying that these guys was doing that, or if they running around doing all of that shit, throwing up big old gang sign. Every time a motherfucker die, they post a picture of him on Facebook throwing up a goddamn gang sign. Just almost the stupidest shit that I ever could fucking see. And to think that in my heyday, I took part in this bullshit. I was willing to lose my life over this bullshit, over this stupid ass hood. Okay? So that's why it's Dr. Hood and motherfucker, oh, where's your certification? What school did you go to? You can't go to no motherfucking bitch ass school to learn the shit that I motherfucking know, bitch. Okay? There ain't no motherfucking university that you can go to get a motherfucking degree to know what I know, motherfucker. It's Dr. Hood for a fucking reason. I'm trying to save motherfuckers from the hood, so they won't be looking at 127 to 181 months and all of this shit. And 30 years and all, these guys looking at 30 pieces. Okay? So let's get it, let's dial it back a little bit. We don't want violence going on. These neighborhoods shouldn't be like this. We shouldn't feel so hopeless in a neighborhood in a fucking fucked up situation to where we gotta sell drugs and kill people. That's what has to change. So yeah, this guy, he's running around trying to get people and doing press conferences and shit. How many times has he went to the black kids' school and read them a book or some shit to try to inspire them, open up their mind? You never did, dude. It's a great conference. It's all set up, lighting and shit. It's all set up. But what the fuck have you really done for the community? And what are all you people all packed up in one goddamn room? What have you motherfuckers done to the community besides lock motherfuckers up? Nothing. So shut the fuck up.
Well, think about this. They went into one home invasion and pistol whipped an 8-year-old child. Did you hear what I said? They pistol whipped an 8-year-old child. And if that's not bad enough, they did a home invasion at another place that sold drugs and placed their gun to a 3-month-old head.
That's I don't know how they got that information or whatever, but that's silly shit. And we're talking about these drugs and motherfuckers running around and just going nuts. So we got to hold ourselves accountable. And these are the people that you let roll around. This guy does this heinous shit. You go smoke a blunt with him tomorrow. Okay? We got to govern ourselves. You don't let sick motherfuckers run around do sick shit in your hood. Come on now.
And told the parents, give it up. And you know what's next if they didn't. They think nothing of having drive-by shootings in the streets. Nothing of it. They don't care about the neighbors. They don't care about the danger they create.
Right. And you don't understand that guy, and I'm not promoting violence, but the environment that they in, minus the dumb fucks, I remember being in a shooting where I had to defend myself. Okay? I had to defend myself. And I felt compelled because these threats kept coming my way. These people with these weapons kept coming to me. Okay? So when he just said, oh, meanly, I don't promote no type of violence, but try to take a step back and look at the environment that you never came to throw a football with a kid, never came to read a book with a kid. And that's growing up in these same environments. But what you'll do is better the community and lock up their parents and do all this investigations and shit. See the priorities? It's the priorities.
So in 2018, 2019, we saw a lot of these gangbangers rolling out of state prison. They had already done terms in prison where Brian Haas's assistants had prosecuted them in past years for robbery, for use of a firearm, possession of a firearm. The moment they're out of prison, they're doing the same thing again.
Gotta do better, y'all.
And that's why it's important for you to understand why we undertook an investigation I'm going to explain to you of such magnitude. If they're not in prison, they're robbing, shooting, and killing. They're just going to.
Right, because there's no other choice. There's no other, they can't change. The white man could change. The KKK could change. Police officers could change. But these black kids, they can't change. Okay? So, that's another thing, why I just, a lot of this stuff it rubs me the wrong way. It really does. They can't change. They can't get out and do the thing. I ain't did no crimes in a long time. Same type of shit they do to me. They run up on me because of my past. I can't change. I couldn't possibly be doing nothing legal. Okay? It's the same goddamn shit. And the pessimistic attitude that you have, Mr. Grady.
Shown that all along. So when we talk about our investigation today, it's not just the Lakeland, Auburndale, Eagle Lake, Winter Haven, Haines City, Lake Wells area.
Right. It's Facebook and shit and everything that you doing like a child. And you motherfuckers running around doing this stupid ass shit on the internet, posting guns and dumbass, stupid ass niggas, bro. If I ever seen some stupid ass niggas, so we gotta hold ourselves accountable. We're doing dumbass shit. We're making it easy for them.
Sex Money Murder is a nationwide gang. So in 2018 and 19, for example, there was a guy that sold dope, cannabis, that low-level, non-violent drug. They went to his house to rip.
Yeah, he wants to be so sarcastic. And he's so humorous. Okay? And excuse me if it looks like I'm defending any of the actions of these people. You see a whole room full of people, everybody, what I'm saying, clicked up. It could happen like that. I could see this happening in a lot of areas, but you gotta understand that once you guys start to make some noise, once you guys start to have some type of success, you're gonna have some haters, rather if it's law enforcement or whatever, that's gonna try to blow shit out of proportion, And I don't deny that these guys have probably done some bad shit, okay? But this doesn't look like a gang of people that didn't grow up together, okay? This looks like a community. This doesn't look like one guy from this side, one guy from this side, and they just grow up and have a gang. These guys grew up together. So you see all these guys, let's say in their teens and 20s, you got a bunch of little dudes and ladies in they single digits in age, 9 and under. Okay? Growing up, knowing the politics that's going on, knowing who's getting locked up, who's doing this. Okay? So, I'm not defending anything that they're doing, on my video. This is a fucked up situation. But when you're clicking up and you're doing shit like this, they're gonna try to blow a lot of this shit out of proportion. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the evidence was ridiculous.
And shot and kill the mother of children who was simply cooking dinner that night. Why? Because she was there and she got in the way of the bullets as they shot up the house. And then in May 2020, there was another person shot down in the street. That's right. Those two cases we haven't made any arrest on. Those were the first two cases in over a decade.
So because they haven't got an arrest on those two cases, they're really gonna go hard and just take that whole group of people, whole community, and target them with all kind of charges and 30 pieces. And they're gonna be giving out 1,000 years worth of time. 20 here, 10 there. They're giving out 500 years worth of time right here. Okay? Let's all be aware of this.
That our homicide team was not able to solve. Do you know why? No one's talking. They're either gang related or they're scared to death of the gangsters. And then there was the shootings in the neighborhoods throughout the cities across this county. So despite our best efforts to solve those two homicides, to get people to talk, they were afraid to. Despite our ability to infiltrate, we were unable to. So we did.
Well, if you knew who did it, then why don't you just go? Why would you blame? Why would you even bring that incident up in this situation if you don't even know who did it? I don't understand that.
Intensive investigative efforts to put people in jail, and we were arresting people and sending them to prison all along the way, but we weren't slowing down the problem. So in May of 2021.
Right, so they've been locking people up. But they're not slowing it down because it's my point, like I said before, it's a community. It's a whole community of people.
We ask our top cop in the state, Ashley Moody, our Attorney General and her team, can you help us out? For the first time in the history of Polk County, we did a gang wiretap. We call them T3s. That's right, where we listen to social media apps.
Here we go. Where we listen to social media apps. So, and this will tell you how the beast is an evil fucking beast. One of those officers is going to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and days and months listening to social media instead of tutoring the kids that's in the neighborhood, the new batch that's coming up. So they won't put another picture with 150 people in it and try to throw down indictments and everything off of social media. They're trying to put it together. And you young dudes, let's get back on you young dudes. And even I seen a bunch of old 30 plus year old motherfuckers with guns and shit all on social media. That's the dumbest shit you could do. Rather if it's legal or not. Okay? You don't see Mr. Grady with his pistol out. It might be on his hip, but it's not in his fucking hand. He's not parading it and shit around his head. And this is what goes on. Everybody want to take pictures and shit with money and shit with, this shit's stupid. With turkey bags of fucking weed and dumbass shit. Okay? So we gotta stop this bullshit, man. Hit the like and subscribe button, all the OGs. I need your support. I need the OGs support so that we can put a leash on these motherfucking dumbass kids, man. That's running around doing this dumbass shit. And to be accepted. Because we're not accepted in a lot of parts of society. So they gotta go where this shit is accepted. We've made our communities the bottom in America. We can argue, you can disagree, however you want to put it. our communities is the bottom now. Okay?
Where we listen to cell phones and their communications through court orders.
Right.
This is a very complicated process, and it only could occur because of wonderful people that Ashley has working with her, such as our prosecutor on this case, Michael Filto.
Look at this big ass pyramid. They got the big ass pyramid, you know, they got all these guys, you know, these guys working up to these guys over here, you know what I'm saying? You know, you see these guys, you know, I mean, come on, man. Look at this. Is this what you want? This can't be. Can we rethink this? Y'all thinking about starting up a gang? Can you rethink this? Look at this shit. Everybody got kids. Let's look at the domino effect. You know there gotta be a motherfucker in here with 5, 6 kids up in here somewhere. Okay. And a whole bunch of 2s and 3s and 4 kids, 1 kid. You know, I mean, we're talking about 50, 60 kids probably. Okay? That's gonna be without a parent. And if you up here, your ass is, let me see, you up here? Shit. You getting big time. You know, because you're going to have all these dudes down here telling on your ass. I'm going to tell you. Because your gang, you think your gang is something. You think them niggas is something. And this is the way I talk to my sons too. Just in case, you know, you think them motherfuckers is something. Okay?
So when our detectives, working with FDLE, started writing the probable cause, it took not just weeks, but months of articulation to show this ongoing gang activity. And in September 24th of 2021, we began to intercept telephone calls and social media. Oh yeah, gang members, listen up. We can intercept your social media.
Right. We can intercept your social media. You know, we can intercept your social media. Okay? And all these guys on here, you know what I'm saying? They, you know, it ain't gonna be looking fun. I bet you guys could think of 100 things that you could have did to make revenue right now. Because I've been there. I've been locked up, taking photos, doing fingerprints. I've been there. Okay? So I know the feeling. You thinking about every goddamn thing you could have been doing to better your situation. And that's these guys are already in it, so it doesn't even matter. You know, these guys are already in it.
You can't pay attention to all that hype you hear. We got it, and we got them because of it. As a result of intercepting 9 court-ordered intercepts, we were able to obtain 12 racketeering charges with gang enhancements.
Right, so you got gang enhancements, you got racketeering charges. So what does this tell me? It tells me that you motherfuckers talk on the phone way too much. And everybody wants to do everything on social media. Everybody wants to fucking go live and then, you know, doing all this crazy ass shit, pulling out the phone and all this, you know, all this stupid shit. To where everybody got their phone out 24/7, shootouts happen, and it's rarely not captured by some type of device, you know. You got the Ring camera phones, you know, everything go to your phone, you know. I mean, come on. It won't even be the guy's house you robbed that gets the footage. It'll be somebody down the block. You know, as soon as you take that left and speed up, you know, somebody's doorbell camera goes off and they catch your ass speeding by. And they know how to get that and analyze that. Okay? So they talking too fucking much. Racketeering charges. You know how much time that is? That's a lot of time.
Against the sex, money, murder members. That first degree felony of racketeering is 30 years. When you do a gang enhancement, it's life. Our goal is that they never breathe air outside of a prison.
Right. So a motherfucker that you didn't do anything to help benefit, you'll advocate so that this motherfucker never does, breathes and never, you know, and they young. And they deserve a second chance. Okay? I'm not, you know, murder and if they murder people and they sitting up talking about it on the internet and or on the phone and they got locked up for it, hey, that's hard. That's called hard evidence. But I'm talking about the mass majority of them that probably really didn't do too much of anything, just kind of in this neighborhood crew. And they're going to be getting small charges and different, you know, consolation charges. Okay? So, man, this situation is terrible. I hope you guys are checking it out, tripping just like me. I'm thinking about, I might even go live on this shit later on, man, just because this shit is crazy.
And again. But if that was not great enough, because of the work of this team, we were able to obtain racketeering warrants and criminal charges on the entire hierarchy for the state of Florida. That's right, from the top gangster and sex, money, murder, all the way through the hierarchy, we were able to get.
And how do they determine this shit? You know, and you fellas listening to you OG, you know, your son, just because he's handsome, just because he's charismatic, just because he, you know, has the physical stature and just because he's articulate, they'll fuck around and say that he's the leader of that shit. You see what I'm saying? They'll say he's the leader. How the fuck do they determine this type of shit? Okay? And he gonna get charged as being the leader.
Racketeering life felony charges. In addition to that, we were able to get a life felony charge on the head of sex, money, murder from North Carolina, who we hooked up in this investigation. Now, while all this is going on,
from them phones and social media and the phones. Okay? I'm not trying to tell people how to be criminals. This video is to let you know, because there's people that are involved in these type of crews right now. They might not be this big, but you know, it's gonna be big for that investigator, that sheriff, you know, to make that bust and bust you. It might only be for you doing shit, right? And you know how it goes. So this is a scared straight moment for everybody. So you can see what type of shit they doing. They talking about racketeering. That holds 30 years felony. Okay? And if it got the gang enhancement, that's life. So if you got these tattoos and all of this shit, this gang shit, bro, let's be smart, because I'm gonna be honest. Probably half of these guys didn't know that this could even happen. You know, this shit's like, damn, you know, a lot of people don't know that this stuff could happen.
Gang task force in Polk County, the Auburndale Police Department, the Haines City Police Department, Lake Wells Police Department, FDLE, and of course the State Attorney's Office and my detectives. Why did we do this during the same era? Because there are other gangs I like to call them baby gangs, who are also shooting and robbing in the streets.
Right. And so they gotta be gangs. It couldn't just be an altercation or whatever. It's gotta be gangs. So you honestly gotta know what they're trying to do. And they're seeing that the problem's not stopping. People still starving. You know, it's still the fucked up environments. And when you're in those environments, because I've been in them, it feels hopeless. So, and if you're one of the law enforcement listening to this, what can you do as an individual that can bring some type of hope? Okay? And you're doing your job. Grady, Judd, you're doing your job. This is your job. This is what you signed up to do. Okay? And I'm trying to do my job. If I can detour some of these people from joining these type of crews, and I think that'll be good. But you're coming after my people. These are my people. I don't care. I'm not gonna disassociate myself with these people just because you guys want to lock them up, that to where nobody never sees them again. They don't get to produce offspring again. And this happens far too much in the black community. And I know the blacks aren't the only ones doing this type of shit. Okay?
Why did we start that game? Because in 2021, Haines City PD made an arrest after a young man died. He died swimming in Lake Apopka. When they buried him here, gang members danced on his grave while they videoed it. There was an arrest made. That would upset anybody, and it certainly set off the gangsters who didn't like each other to begin with. January.
Yeah, but they're too busy. All right, let me take this responsibility. Since I said these is my people, we gotta stop that shit, man. You can't make videos pissing on people's grave and dancing on people's grave, trying to antagonize people. That's dumb shit. Like, if you're hanging around people like that, you need to get away from them immediately. Okay, this is a public service announcement. Okay, and you need to get away from that person immediately, because that person is detrimental to your health. You don't want to be around people that are detrimental to your health and your well-being. If they're doing stupid ass shit like that, who knows what type of heat they will bring to you.
January 30th, we had the murder of a 20-year-old in a running gun battle just outside the city of Winter Haven. Our state attorney, Brian Haas, just indicted 3 of them for first-degree murder, and that investigation's also underway. As you can see, we've already made 7 arrests.
Okay, so the tattoos, the social media and everything, that's how they're going to tie you guys all into this game. And self-admit it. You're admitting it. On your social media posts, you're posting, where you're from. That's where you're from. Okay? So when your crew, they get enough people from your crew that do, it don't even have to be murder. It could be robberies and break-ins and drug activity. Okay? Shit like that. Okay? But when the violence gets involved, it gets more serious problem. Okay? Because the innocent people, you guys are shooting at the air and shit. Just letting it fly. Okay? And innocent people's getting hit. So it's going to be a serious problem, and they're going to handle it like this. And you see what's going on.
arrest with our gang task force, and we have just begun to arrest gangsters in this particular operation. We're blessed in that no innocent bystanders have been killed yet, but their houses and their cars have been shot up, and bullets have missed folks who didn't deserve to be shot at. They simply happen to live in the area. We're going to make more arrests. But before I go through my cards, I want to introduce you to, or reintroduce you to, a dear friend of mine and simply the best Attorney General in the United States, Ashley Moody. She and her team are why we were able to do this. General?
Okay, so this is another lady, man. She's popping up. You heard how mean, how inserious Grady Judd is. You heard it. Okay, so now we're gonna get into her. And I was listening to this, I was shaving and shit, you know, like, damn, you know, I want to react to this shit, man. This shit is a motherfucker. And I hear her, and you hear her conviction in her voice. You know, it's like she was running for office or some shit, man. And this shit scared the shit out of me, bro. So I want you guys to hear this, man, and rethink this. If you want to join these gangs, just rethink it. Now, if you're already in it, I guess that, you know, this video will be about, you know, the activity and the people that you hang around that's in it. You know, if you guys are on man shit, do positive shit. You know, because this world's opened up, man. You know, a lot of secrets about getting money that was hidden from us. Everything, you know, the internet is just so amazing. It opens up everything. So there's so much positive that you can do that you don't even need. You'll be surprised. You don't even need to do illegal things and just crazy things. But if you're out there wilding, and people going wild, like there's nothing, no video that can be made that's just gonna change everybody's mind about wilding out. You gotta be a leader, and you gotta be smart enough to at least try to talk people out of doing stupid ass shit, for one. But to distance yourself from people that do stupid shit. You got to. Okay. Let's get into it, man. I was gonna do a part 2 on her, but this shit gonna be extra long. You know, this for my truck drivers. You know, you guys that want to get it in. You doing yard work, you working, you on the clock, put the earbuds in. Dr. Hood gonna take you through there, man. I'm over here struggling, trying to get through this. Let's go.
Thank you, Sheriff, and we really appreciate you being here to shine a light on some really courageous, brave, talented, experienced, motivated, mission-driven law enforcement officers without whom our communities would not sleep as well at night. And one thing should be clear before we begin. Evil lurks in our communities. There is no doubt about that. And I'm not just saying that because I've seen it firsthand as a federal prosecutor or as a judge or even as a mother. Evil lurks in our communities. And the folks here standing with me today can attest to that. Evil is a person who holds a gun to the head of a 3-month-old. Evil is a person who pistol whips an 8-year-old. Evil is a person who would take the...
Okay, yeah, I didn't see this. I didn't hear about this, you know. And if they got proof of people doing this, you on your own. That's how it goes. You know how it goes now. You get caught doing some shit like that, you got other issues.
Life of another with no regard for human life. evil indeed lurks in our communities, and without the brave men and women of law enforcement who dedicate their lives to these careers, we could not contain it. And evil must be contained. And that means taking dangerous people out of our communities and putting them behind bars where they cannot hurt anyone else. And the people here in this room who have seen and will never forget unconscionable acts, evil acts, know that without that containment, without removing those dangerous people from our streets, people will be hurt. And so because of that, as Attorney General, I will never make an apology, and I will never stand down from supporting these brave men and women that do this hard work day in and day out and separate our communities that want to live in peace and stability from evil.
Wow. You know, somebody done fucked up. Okay? And this picture right here, this look like a beautiful ass picture, man. A bunch of melanated people. I can't judge without seeing the evidence, you know. For all I know, a lot of these motherfuckers might walk. You know, I don't know. But somebody's obviously fucked up. And this lady, she wants answers.
Hollywood and other people will glorify gang membership and gangs, and I'm so supportive of not using the names of gang leaders or the names of gangs, because I refuse to give them any credit or glorify them in any way, and I appreciate the sheriff agreeing with that. But this gang is particularly dangerous and insensitive to human life. Gang members are merchants of death. They sell poison, they traffic drugs, they murder, they harm, they break into homes, they rob people at gunpoint. And no one in our community should have sympathy for people who would inflict that harm on a community.
And you see, what's going on? They get up in court with that same energy, and your ass gonna be looking at some major fucking consequences. Okay? And this is huge. This is real. This is happening. You know, hey, y'all better have some lawyer money. I know that. And some major lawyer money. Major.
And while they are sometimes glorified, it is not a life that anyone should seek. None of the people here will ever let up until they are in prison. Many will die.
Right. Nobody's letting up. And you see the little grid and shit, you know, the goddamn pyramid, you know. There's a lot of people on there. There's more that they're looking at. You know, they got hundreds of social media, thousands, hundreds of thousands of social media pictures. So if you guys is on social media right now, I'm not saying these guys, you guys are cooked. And there's a lot of people running around the country half cooked. Your goddamn crew that you think, you know, is going to the top and all this shit, you motherfuckers is half cooked too, bruh. Okay? It's a time when you gotta cut the bullshit out, man. It's over. It's over, man. There ain't gonna be no gangs and shit running around killing people, and you know it's not reality. I'm not going for that. As a dad, you know, I'm not gonna have my kids out there doing that shit. I'm gonna do everything in my will to keep them on a positive track, and you know, so that, and to let them know about this shit, to let them know how much of a loser that you are when you're a part of this type of shit. You're joining a no-win organization. I don't care whose hood it is. I don't care. If you get some rap money, you get some different kind of money, and now that money don't mean nothing, man. If you see other black people and you flex up and it could possibly be some confrontation and shit, I don't want to be around no crew like that. I don't think it's positive for the growth of the black community.
In prison because we refuse to let them harm or murder people in our communities.
Let's hear her, because she's going off.
Hollywood and other people will glorify gang membership and gangs, and I'm so supportive of not using the names of gang leaders or the names of gangs, because I refuse to give them any credit or glorify them in any way, and I appreciate the sheriff agreeing with that. But this gang is particularly dangerous and insensitive to human life. Gang members are merchants of death. They sell poison, they traffic drugs, they murder, they harm, they break into homes, they rob people at gunpoint.
Wow.
And no one in our community should have sympathy for people who would inflict that harm on a community. And while they are sometimes glorified, it is not a life that anyone should seek.
Right.
None of the people here will ever let up until they are in prison.
Right.
Many will die in prison because we refuse to let them harm or murder people in our communities.
There's gonna be people dying in prison, y'all. And when you were doing that murder or whatever you were doing, I bet you didn't think that they would be on your ass like this. This is huge, y'all. This is huge. This is the real shit right here. They on your motherfucking ass, boy.
Those that do not will oftentimes run in fear, as they should, because we won't stop hunting them down.
As they should. You heard that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
These cases are about collaboration between city law enforcement, county law enforcement, state law enforcement, statewide prosecutors, and specific circuit prosecutors. The great thing about this victory today, and I would call it a triumph of good over evil, is that this was not about any pride of any one particular agency or any one particular prosecutor. This was a collaborative effort, and the pride comes from the success of that joint operation. No one...
She's real happy about this. She is real happy about this. And I want you guys to see this. I want people in my neighborhood to see this. I want people in the other neighborhoods. I want people to see this so you can see the hunger. And she's not gonna stop. Like this lady right here is gonna be trying to lock niggas up until she's gray in the fucking face. Okay? Until she's shriveled up like a goddamn prune, with all gray hair. She's still gonna be trying to lock you motherfuckers up, bro. So to have somebody that relentless on my ass, you know what? I'll let you niggas have that shit. Okay? You guys want to be tough guys on that weirdo shit? Listen, man. This is bad. This is terrible.
Has any pride standing up here. The pride we have is that we have taken dangerous people and removed them from the communities, and that they will not plague the state of Florida any longer. It was detailed work, and I'm going to thank somebody. Where's our investigator? What, you want to introduce your investigator? Is she here? Christy? Christy, come up here.
Yeah.
You're hiding.
She's hiding.
This investigator right here, Christy Dolan, is one of the reasons that this case came together. And we're all trying to figure out how we can hire her away from the Department of Corrections. But she is indeed a shero. She's one of the good guys. And
she had to deal with a lot of those guys in the Department of the Corrections. Okay? And she got all y'all. She got all of y'all. She was having enough information on you, different addresses, phone numbers. They were probably watching every single car that you guys pulled up to the DOC office in. Okay? Then they got all the license plates and all the addresses to every registration. All of that shit. Okay? You dig it? I ain't gonna say you gotta be smart. These guys have gotten themselves in a fucked up situation. And the only smart thing that you could do is watching this. Because you'd be a straight dummy if you let it happen to you at this point. That's why I'm making this video over an hour. We just hit the hour. I'm making this shit over an hour. I'm going to make sure that people know that this video is over an hour. Okay? Because you're seeing it firsthand.
I appreciate you. Thank you for doing this important work. Those in the Department of Corrections are sometimes overlooked for the important work they do. But they are just as important part of this operation and the safety apparatus within Florida, and you are a shining example of that. Thank you. But this was detailed work, and let me just say, Sheriff Grady Judd stands up here and with all his heart and with all his passion tells you about what they are doing, not just to make Polk County safe, but our state safe.
I suck at sleeping.
Okay, hold up. They're gonna try to bombard me with ads and stuff.
Know him from standing here in front of cameras and delivering good news, sometimes hard to hear, but good news about the efforts that they're doing here. But that passion and that heartfelt love and mission to protect his community does not stop here. And I often think the Polk County Sheriff's Office doesn't get the credit behind the scenes for the intricate, detailed, sophisticated crime work that they are doing that allows Sheriff Grady Judd to stand at this podium. I have never seen such great collaboration like this, and so much is due to Sheriff Grady Judd, and not just his support for his law enforcement officers, but he's in the details. He's talking to the chiefs, he's talking to the prosecutors, he knows the line prosecutor, he reads the affidavits. It's very impressive, and Polk County should be extraordinarily proud. He's one of the good guys. And I could not do my job as Attorney General as well as I do to protect Florida, to ensure that it is safe and strong without sheriffs like Grady Judd. We launched last year Star Tips. It was the first in the nation, a one-line, very easy to remember for the whole state of Florida. Anywhere, if you are in a community and you feel like your community is being ravaged by gangs, if you don't feel safe in your neighborhood and you know who is the root of that fear, you can report that anonymously.
I had to stop that shit. I had to stop that, bro. I'm gonna play that shit back one more time, bro.
In the details. He's talking to the chiefs, he's talking to the prosecutors, he knows the line prosecutor, he reads the affidavits. It's very impressive, and Polk County should be extraordinarily proud. He's one of the good guys. And I could not do my job as Attorney General as well as I do to protect Florida, to ensure that it is safe and strong without sheriffs like Grady Judd. We launched last year Star Tips. It was the first in the nation, a one-line, very easy to remember for the whole state of Florida. Anywhere, if you are in a community and you feel like your community is being ravaged by gangs, if you don't feel safe in your neighborhood and you know who is the root of that fear, you can report that anonymously.
Wow.
I would ask anyone that is in a community throughout the state of Florida that is watching this today and wants to be part of the solution to ridding our state from gangs like sex, money, murder, ridding our states from folks that would hold firearms to the heads of young children, to rid our state from evil that should never be able to take root and thrive.
Evil. She says evil. Like, you know, you guys need to take notes, man, because they coming for you. You know, you got a little crew, you little gang, and, you know, like I say, gang, and, you know, all of that shit. You know, they coming for you, man. And 90% of it's gonna be off of all your pictures and gang and all that activity and shit you guys are doing it's stuck in the cloud. All these videos that you're uploading and sharing with people, and, you know, they're getting all that data. You're letting these females take pictures of you. You guys are throwing up gang signs and females shit with different people. You're kicking it with him. He did a murder. They found his fingerprints. They see 10 pictures with you with that guy. Well, guess what? They're going to be investigating you too. So if you want to be around this type of shit, when there's all this opportunity out here, there's so much opportunity that most of these guys, I'm not going to say most of them, a lot of these guys are going to miss out on.
In a state such as Florida. Join us in our effort to make this state stronger and safer, and dial ** tips. You heard the sheriff say how this investigation that took down a statewide gang started. It was from one incident. If we have one report from one mom that...
Wow. For one incident. And they just got the domino on your ass. So think about it. Just think about it. And the hard part about it, it's a part of the game that you just got to stay out of the game. Because it won't even be you, fam, that made that one mistake that dominoed everything. It won't even be you. It'll be somebody else. And you just get swept up in the vacuum. You know. Some of these dudes probably wasn't really doing much, but all the shit everybody else was doing led to the search warrant that got them cracked. Okay?
Concerned about her community. Think about what we might be able to do with that information. So thank you so much for those of you that are here today that took the time to come out and join us for this important announcement. You are also a part of the reason we will make Florida the strongest and safest state in the nation.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff, for the opportunity to be part of this today. I can tell you at times, unfortunately, organized criminal activity often involves individuals in the general public working in concert with individuals in our custody and communicating on various crimes. You may ask how that happens, and if I could reach over here, I'll show you an example of a small communications device that we repeatedly combat, trying to keep these type of devices out of our secure perimeters and through various means. But I can tell you that disrupting these criminal networks requires effective communications and strong partnerships, as you see here today, with our law enforcement community. When it comes to working collaboratively with the Florida Department of Corrections, I can think of no better example than offered by the Polk County Sheriff's Department. They just continue to draw the line in the sand when it comes to criminal activity, both inside of our fences and outside of our fences. We're extremely appreciative. I'd like to especially thank Sheriff Grady Judd for his leadership and his commitment and dedication to public safety. We're also very appreciative of our partnerships with Attorney General Ashley Moody, our state attorneys, our statewide prosecutors, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and I would once again like to recognize Senior Analyst Christy Dolan. Just a remarkable job she does, specifically in this case, her support in providing actionable intelligence contributed greatly to an arrest, and I just appreciate her hard work. Also, as many of you know, there's thousands of men and women across Florida working for the Florida Department of Corrections who do a remarkable job every day on behalf of our communities. I'm proud to represent them as their secretary and stand here today.
They deep, bruh. So, my thing is this. Because it had to be a domino. Are you willing to risk? Because this day and age, everything's changing, y'all. I think it's going to be a lot of shit that people are going to miss out on. Kind of like this YouTube and this new era. And it's something amazing, I will tell you. And being locked up, being cut off from everything, not being able to know technology, not being able to wiggle around and to create yourself in this day and age, I think will be huge. So let's say this, you join the gang, you try to keep yourself clean, but still take the risk of being swept up in the vacuum with other guys' mistakes, and it falls on you. That happens probably 75% of the time, in these situations. I don't think it's worth it. I think, I've had my past, but I honestly think that, the way to go is to do it the right way and not join these type of organizations, because they're too deep. They're too deep. They got thousands of officers. They got people with nothing better to do but monitor your social media. It's like, do you get paid for this? Because other people, they pay for content, So if they're just sitting there, I don't know, man. This is crazy, y'all. You guys need to rethink this, Dr. Hood.
And thank them for the work that they do. But specifically as it relates to this case, this would not have happened without strong partnership, strong collaboration, and with the men and women standing here. And we're proud to be a part of it in the Department of Corrections. And we look forward to continuing partnerships with you all as we continue to advance our public safety mission. Thank you.
Good morning. I just want to say that I'm very honored to be here with our Attorney General, Ashley Moody, and our Sheriff Grady, Judd, and all the great folks that are up here. I think it's pretty safe to say that the criminals don't respect jurisdictional boundaries. They're not concerned about where the one agency's responsibilities start and another one's end.
Well, nobody knows that. They didn't know that they were in this deep ass shit like this. That's why we got Dr. Hood. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to bring this shit to you so you'll know. These young dudes, even if you thought about it, 12, 13, 14, even if you thought about it, your fucking parents see this shit and they're going to have that passion to keep your ass away from this, because this is not the situation that you want to have yourself in. Okay?
And that's why this task force and our working together, not just across our jurisdiction here in Polk County and in the 10th Circuit, but across the state. And it's because of the strong leadership of our Attorney General, Ashley Moody, that allows that to happen. And putting the absolute best folks on this has been critical to having the success that we've had. And locally here, to have the partnership that not only with Lee, but with our Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Judd and all the wonderful people that work for him, our local police departments, that's what matters. We've got to realize that it is a team effort, and that's what the criminals are not counting on us doing. And when we do these types of things, it sends a message to them, and the work continues from here. This is a great accomplishment, but there's a lot more to be done. So thank you all for being here.
So they working hard. I want to get I'm gonna let this guy go, and I want to hear that sheriff again, because he got to cooking on the diagrams and everything that they had and shit, man. It was kind of interesting. Stick with me, man. Hit that like and subscribe button. It's right there in the corner at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Right around, around this area. That's theirs. But let's go.
Good morning. Thank you, Sheriff General Moody and Secretary Dixon. FDLE is pleased to join our partners here today to announce the arrest of members associated with the criminal street gang known as Sex Money Murder. This gang has been a thorn in the side of Central Florida communities for years. The crimes including conspiracy to commit murder, racketeering, aggravated battery on law enforcement, trafficking and sale of narcotics, possession of firearms, just to name a few. We became involved in this case, as the sheriff said, in May of 21, when we were asked to assist them with targeting this gang. We brought both investigative and analytical assistance and resources to this multi-jurisdictional public safety threat. This investigation included coordination with the Florida Department of Corrections, as Secretary Dixon mentioned, which allowed us to confirm.
So they're gonna call these guys in. So it's a process that happens. You get to causing so many problems that they just say, you know what, fuck it, let me call this guy in, whatever his name is, right?
Gang affiliations within the correctional system. On April 8th, the investigative team executed simultaneous search warrants in Orlando, Mount Dora, Lake City, and Polk County. These warrants allowed us to seize narcotics, gang paraphernalia, firearms, and U.S. currency. This evidence confirmed the statewide footprint of this gang. FDLE is committed to working with our partners like the Polk County Sheriff's Office, Attorney General Ashley Moody's office, the Office of Statewide Prosecution to eradicate these criminal street gangs who quite honestly wreak havoc on our communities. I've been in this business for 26 years, and this investigation utilized almost every imaginable investigative tool that we have. I'd like to personally...
Man, listen. You hear this? You hear this, y'all? You guys still want to be in the gang? You still want to be involved with that shit? Come on, man. They said they used every goddamn tool they had, man. They pulled out everything but the kitchen sink on your ass. That's what he just said in so many words. Analytical, they're using all of that data. They're collecting it all. Like, okay, let's bring these guys in. Let's clear this up. And I don't know if this county is something. I'll probably look it up. It might be something that they want to clean up. So if they clean this shit up, lock everybody up, have everybody scared straight, move everybody out, jack the prices up. Oh, now we can't even live over there now. It sounds so familiar. It really does. It sounds so familiar.
I thank the guys in the back and the folks up here, this investigative team. You guys showed great dedication, patience, and professionalism while investigating this gang. Sex Money Murder thought they were a very good gang, but I can assure you the folks back there and up here, we're a much better gang. Much better. Thank you.
Hey, he said we're a much better gang. Whew. Hey, I don't know these guys, so I don't know who's the better gang, but I know who's winning. And these guys look like they winning. Okay?
Thank you, Sheriff.
We stand up here today as leaders of this organization and talk about the great work of the men and women in law enforcement. But they are the ones that had to face these guns to get them off the streets. And the police officers and deputies and agents around this state and nation are facing guns from folks like this that don't mind shooting. Because obviously they don't mind staying in prison for very long times. This gun will never be used again by a sex money murder person to rob, to kill, to point at our deputies, because some one of these great guys took the risk. But let me go through the organizational chart, because as we've talked today...
The organizational chart. Now, I want you guys to see how sophisticated this shit gets. Okay? I'm going to try not to pause it so much. I got to, because it's just fair use. You know, I don't want any copyright strikes and dings against my channel, because this channel is going to be one that's going to inspire another channel, and we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. We're all going to do our part, okay? And I want to get into the big brother system and everything. Not nothing we got to keep track of right now, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know, just get somebody under your wing, man. A youngster under your wing. Now, if he's 30 and under, you know. We're not going to be like little ass kids and shit. You know, get somebody that you talk to and you talk positive shit to, and you guys bounce ideas off each other. And, you know, he could probably help you out a lot. But, you know, let's start putting people under our wing, because nobody else is going to do it for us. All they're going to do is call these agencies and shit, and just like the exterminator, and they're going to fucking exterminate your whole fucking neighborhood. I'm going to tell you, I seen it. I seen it happen.
I want to once again emphasize how remarkable it is that we took down the entire hierarchy for sex, money, murder in the state of Florida. Let's talk about Hernando Thompson. He's 36. He's called the commissioner of sex, money, murder for the state of Florida, or he's also known as the High. What's his nickname? His AKA? T-Murder. Isn't that appropriate? T-Murder. He's charged with racketeering. Oh, by the way, he's running. He's on the lam. He's wanted.
He's charged with racketeering.
So as folks look at this guy, understand he's going to prison for the rest of his life. You might as well call Crime Stoppers and turn him in and make some cash, because we're going to catch him, and we're not going to stop looking for him until... So the sooner we get him actually in jail, because he's already charged with racketeering, the better. But he is the head guy in Florida.
Wow. You see? And how did they determine that? How?
And then there's Jonathan Fleming. We arrested him in North Carolina. He's the commissioner for the entire state of North Carolina, the #1 guy in the state. He's the High there. That's right. What's he known as? His name is Pistol. You see a trend here with their names? He's in...
Oh, that matters? Does that matter? What your name is? You see? You see how they're doing this? And they're going to try to get you, because they're going to play the jury. They're going to play to the jury. And the jury going to look at you, and all in their mind, they're going to be like, is this guy a problem? A menace to society or not? You know, would I be safer if this guy was locked up or not? And, you know, it's up to them.
in for no bond. This guy doesn't even have a criminal history. He was pretty darn good. He was pretty insulated by other people in the sex, money, murder. He's got a criminal history now. We plan to put him in the state prison system for the rest of his life. Then there's James Roundtree. He's the second in command. They call him the Low, but he's the second in command for the entire state of Florida. His AKA, or his nickname, is Damager. We've also charged him with RICO, conspiracy to RICO, 3 counts of direct criminal activity. He's in the Columbia County Jail. He's from Lake City, Florida.
Wow.
He's got a long criminal history, and he's been to prison before. Then there is the Florida prison leader. He's currently in prison. He's called the High Behind the G Wall, or the Gangster Wall. He's the...
Listen. You do not want to get caught up in no shit like this, bro. At all. You don't. And Whatever on here is done, it's done. Okay? They got your ass. I mean, ain't really nothing you could do. I mean, you know, maybe some of them might hide out or whatever, but I mean, what good is that gonna do? You know, when they on your ass, you can't make no moves, you can't do shit, bro.
The high in the prison. What's his AKA? What's his nickname? Murder Guns. That's right. Well, he was scheduled to get out. He's currently in the Santa Rosa CI in North Florida. He was scheduled to get out in 2030. Newsflash, we're going to do our best to give you the rest of your life in prison so you can be the leader high or the gang leader in prison, and Mr. Dixon's folks are probably not.
Wow, so another 8 years, you know, this guy walking the line and, you know, walking off some time, supposed to be getting out in about 8 years. And then now, you know what I'm saying, because of all the phone conversations from the pen, from everything, you know, you guys need to calm down with this shit. Calm down. It's getting far too sophisticated. You know, they got facial recognition, like they know all of this shit. This shit is on national fucking news. Okay? This ain't like some fucking local shit, bro. You know.
Not going to be happy with that, but he runs the gang in the prison. And then there's Tanisha Fisher. She's 36. She's the first lady of Florida. That's right. That's what they call her. You know why? Because she's the significant other of Thompson, known as Murder Guns. She's called Lady Guns. That's right. We charged her with RICO 2 counts, enhanced. She, we hope, stays in prison for the rest of her life. Wow. She is the one that was collecting the dues. There is an organized hierarchy and structure and business administration to sex money murder. She also booked the national gang meeting that happened in Osceola County during our wiretap. They call it the Whoop. Now, it's nice of them to have a national meeting. It's even better if they hold a national meeting while we're up on a T3 monitoring you.
Wow, are you serious? They're on a T3 monitoring you. Y'all need to look that up. Find out what a T3 is. You know, them type of devices and stuff. And the type of range and shit they have on your ass. But this is terrible. This is terrible. And if they're able to prove this, that's what type of shit that they gonna do. And who knows what it was? Was it a national gang meeting? Was it? Or was that what people were calling it? And why are people broadcasting all through the phones and stuff? Let's hear more.
Oh, and we got this nice picture of them where a bunch of the gang members from all over were smiling. I don't know if they'll be smiling after they get their life sentence. We'll see. She was also known as smuggling K2 into the prisons. That's right. She would take religious material such as this, spray K2 on it, and smuggle it into the prison so that they would have narcotics in the prison. She's from Mount Dora. Then we got Roma. Yes, he's 30. He's the Polk County leader. They call him the 5th floor. He's the highest level leader in the county. And I go to my gang experts, why the 5th floor? He said, that's as tall as their organized gang is. So, heck, who knows? Maybe they'll grow to the 6th floor now. I'm certain they're going to be fighting over position as these guys are arrested. He's charged with conspiracy to RICO and 3 counts of directing criminal activity.
Directing criminal activity. You see, when it gets like this and they don't really know who to point the finger at, they get to doing all kind of shit. And, you know, God bless all these guys. Hope that they don't even have as much evidence as they're talking about, you know, because like I said, these is my people. I'll never turn my back on my people, you know, straight up. You know, they trying to lock niggas up at a motherfucking fast rate like this, throwing out dinosaur motherfucking years and shit. Yeah, it rubs me the wrong fucking way, okay?
He likes to sell high-grade cannabis to help float the organization or the gang. He flies to California. And you know why he does high-grade cannabis? Because he says, hey man, that stays under the radar. You know, that stays under the radar. You get into that cocaine stuff, people get to watching you. Andre, we're watching. Then there's Serena Mixon. Serena Mixon is or was the secretary of Polk County. We're not sure. She may not now be because they got on to her about partying too much, drinking too much, and running her mouth too much. But what's her AKA? Murder Bay, Kodak Bay, Baby Guns. Really sweet kind of girl, you know. Now that everybody else is in prison, you know, she may be looking for another boyfriend. Well, we hope that the next one she finds is also locked up in prison forever. She's from Lakeland. But she was kind of wild. Now, you got to be wild to be too wild for sex, money, murder. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's crazy.
They just didn't trust her. Loose lips sink ships. Just saying. Then there's Horatio Walker. He's 24. He's known as Dumbway or Slime Baby. Now, that's, you know, couldn't the dude get like something that's more trendy than that? But old Slime Baby here is charged with RICO with a gang enhancement, conspiracy to RICO, and he's also charged with witness and gang tampering in violation of probation.
Yeah, man, it's not cool. They are definitely done trumped it up to where, you know, you're going to really get some consequences for gangs. And just the type of, the title of the charge, it alarms me. It really does. It should be a scary moment for anybody that's affiliated with anything that they could even think is a gang. Okay? We got to be smart, you know, and not fall for these type of traps. Because whatever everybody else does, the reason why we don't notice it is because it's not targeted so much. Like all of this activity and stuff, they're gonna, even if you're not doing much, they can easily put you up in there. You know, you do one thing that's illegal with 2 different people, or you know, one person, you know, and that's organized crime. You know. And I'm not trying to downplay these charges or the participation of anybody involved, you know, but this should be a scary moment for anybody involved with any gang or any clique, you know, because when they come down with the hammer, and they probably don't always do this to everybody, every crew, you know, in every area. But when they do, and they get to calling those other agencies and the feds and, you know, all of this stuff, yeah, not good.
From Lakeland. See, these folks intimidate witnesses. That's what makes it difficult, because we're trying to prosecute cases where the victims are scared, the neighbors are scared, the witnesses are scared, because these people have established themselves as, we really will kill you. That's not just idle talk.
Okay. So it's been, that's why. Because they know that shit is happening. They can't control it. And then because of, nobody's coming forward, so now, they gotta use other methods and trump you up on everything and try to get everything to stick. And I've seen this happen. This happened in Washington State. Woke up one morning, a bunch of dudes, about 30 dudes round up, 27 dudes round up for all kind of stuff. I knew one of the guys personally. Well, I knew a few of them. And, they locked them all up. But a lot of them, they didn't get nowhere near what they were talking about. As a matter of fact, I was real good friends with one of them that they were talking real greasy on the news about, and he didn't even get, they didn't really have shit on him like that. Like some of this stuff, if it's not hard evidence, it's not always gonna stick. And you gotta look at the evidence. You just can't look at the news clips and everything. We're just using this as a scared straight moment on the Dr. Hood channel, and let's get into it a little bit more, and we'll be out of here.
That's what makes them so dangerous in the community. And then there's Tyrese Cruz. He's known as Cooley. He's charged with RICO and 2 counts of directing. He's currently in... Directing?
What is directing? What is directing? Like, what is what does that have to do with it? And these some innocent dudes, they may look innocent. He looks young and shit, probably 23, 24 years old. And, I bet you if you would have knew this and you would have saw these cards on the... That's why I want you guys to see this. That's a hard stock card. It's probably laminated and everything, to where he just, and they got you. They got it all, man. They got it all. Okay? So, and they will try to give you all of that time. That's what they're trying to do. So if you guys don't want to take no deals, and a lot of times that's what it breaks down to. You guys taking that 10, taking that 5, taking the 20, taking it because you don't want to face that 30. You don't want to face that 60 piece. So, as far as y'all, man, it's fucked up. But, people that's even thinking about joining some shit like this. And it doesn't start off like this. It starts off real small. Just something small. And then it spirals out to other things. Bigger and better things, depending on who starts getting money, when, who, where, what, where they live, the spot. You don't even see it happening when you're young, and then pretty soon you wake up and you're in it. You're knee deep in it. It's like, damn, how did my life turn out like this? And you could be in this. And I don't want people to think like, oh no, that won't happen to me, because it can. All these guys start the same thing. They look like regular dudes.
In the processing center, in custody, he's from Bartow. Antonio Taylor, his nickname is Red Rum. Think about that, Red Rum. Well, spelled backwards, that's murder. We've arrested him for 4 counts of recruiting gang members. He's in Jackson, CI for armed
Spell
burglaries.
it backward, that's murder.
He's from Winter Haven. And then there's Rodney Street. We've got him charged with RICO, conspiracy, no bond. He's already in jail for another home invasion. He's got a previous 125 felonies.
Wow.
And he's only been to prison 1 time. And you say, how can that be? I haven't researched all 125 felonies, but I can tell you how that can be, because they've scared and intimidated the witnesses not to talk against them. He's from Lakeland.
A very strange day is coming to America. In
Yeah,
short,
man. It's all bad, all bad. Let's get back to it.
Xavier Ulysses. He's still wanted. We've got charges of conspiracy to commit murder against him. And here's the deal. We're up on the wire monitoring, and Xavier has gone through the chain, and we've listened to it, to get permission to hit a victim. That's right, to kill a victim. To kill him. Well, obviously, ethically and morally, we can't sit there and listen to a murder about to occur without intervening. So we've already planned of how to intervene. So we came upon the victim, who is another gangbanger, and he's actually a member of Sex Money Murder. They'll even turn and eat their young. They don't care. And as a result, he blew us off. Well, we continued to get calls, and the next thing we know, they're on him again. And the guy said, I almost got him at a red light. Last time, I'm on him, I'm gonna kill him, we're gonna take him out. Well, we ran him down again, our victim, not him. We ran our victim down, tried to stop him, to warn him, he ran our patrol car. So our victim has now committed an aggravated assault against us while we're trying to keep his butt alive. So we at least had a reason to arrest him. So we arrested him and thought, he's safe. Xavier's outside, he's inside, we're okay. Well, they got him in jail. We got him in jail. They tried to kill him in jail. We got more communications. So we had to put him in what we call a safer environment to keep anybody from killing our victim, because they were after the guy. He's not cooperating. He's not. We're trying to keep the dude alive, keep this guy from killing him, and he's not cooperating. I can't thank Chief Jim Alinsky, Chief Andy Ray from the Auburndale Police Department, Jim Alinsky from Haines City, or Assistant Chief David Black, who are with us today.
This is
from
terrible.
Lake Wells, enough for their cooperation on the task force. But as I close today, I want to make sure everyone understands clearly and unequivocally. Our gang task force is alive and well. We've started going to the homes of the gangbangers and sitting in the living room with mom and or dad or both. One mother said, I am so pleased that you're out here trying to arrest my son, because I would rather have him alive in jail than dead in the streets. And he's going to be dead in the streets if something doesn't change. Even though he's a juvenile, he's a grown man. I can't control him. We've had others, parents, slam the door in our face when we tried to tell them, help us control your kid so we don't have to arrest him. Well, make sure you understand, if you slam the door in our face, we're going to make your son a top priority to go to jail, because we're going to keep him alive. We're not going to let other kids shoot him up in the street. So we're talking and educating and investigating, but at the end of the day, this gang task force is a priority, because we're not going to let kids kill kids in this county. Anything else? Any parting words, General?
No, I would just say we've been warning all through the last month about some of the more deadly drugs that are flooding into Florida, laced with some of the traditional drugs. I mean, you'll see here the number of, firearms that were recovered. The types of drugs span from
Too much.
cocaine, crack, methamphetamine. You're seeing cannabis here, but I also can tell you there were synthetic cannabinoids involved. There was fentanyl involved, enough to kill thousands of people. What is important about this gang, it was particularly violent.
They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. This is Dr. Hood, Scare Straight Moment. Like and subscribe. I'm doing it for your babies. Let's get a hand on our people, man. And let's change the narrative get them involved in different things, different avenues, you know, tell some of these brilliant stories that we have as a people, you know. Our culture is history, you know. So let's protect it. Peace.